welcome to another episode of Lucas Live. You guys, it's time for an amazing, amazing episode. If you just clicked in right now, you have to stay right here. You have to watch this episode. If you've ever thought about being an entrepreneur or building a business or multi-level marketing, or you want to sell anything, you want to figure something out, you want to put together a plan and a strategy, I have a strategist on the show tonight that is going to blow your mind. If you miss this episode and a year from now you start trying to build a business, you're going to be mad that you didn't pay attention to this episode. If you're right now in the middle of trying to build a business and you miss this episode, or you fast forward, or you skip, or you're like, I've seen Lucas Live before, and he always brings on great guests, just another person. It's a beautiful day. I'd rather go for a jog, for a bike ride. My dog wants to go for a walk. Your dog can wait. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss tonight's show. It is going to be amazing. I was talking to my guest before the show, and I almost didn't go live at the right time. She was just spitting just fire. It was like crazy. I just couldn't even take it. It was blowing me away. It was overwhelming. It was amazing. And I can't wait for you guys to get a piece of this today. I'm so excited. When you come in, you know what to do. I see JJ Lily. I see you. When you guys get in, you guys know what to do. Share the broadcast. If you're watching this by replay, still share the broadcast. Leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Hit those hearts. Hit that love. Hit those likes. If you're watching on YouTube, you can hit share and send it out in a text. Send it to your group. Send it to your family. Send it to your friends. Send it to your church group. I don't know who they are. Send it to somebody. Okay, if you're watching on Facebook, you hit share. Don't do a watch party. Just share it on your page so that it shows up on your page. And your page becomes the channel that is curating great content, right? Your page becomes a channel where people are like, you always post some interesting stuff. You always sharing great stuff. Oh, I see you're like one of the channels that plays, what's your favorite show? I love Fresh Prince. So Fresh Prince comes on BET or VH1 or Channel 3 or whatever channel it's on, I'm watching that channel. So make your channel the channel that's playing Lucas Live. Make your channel a channel that people can count on to see great quality content like this episode. Ladies and gentlemen who just shared this, everybody who's here, do not leave. I don't know what business you're in. I don't know what purpose you're looking for. I don't know what you're trying to do with your life. But I promise you, when this episode is over, you're not going to go to bed. I promise you. You're going to be up trying to figure out how to get your life together, okay? I'm usually excited. I know I'm always like this a little bit. But right now, I am losing it because our guest is literally going to blow your mind. She made her name by going live on Facebook. Look at me, I'm live. I'm here on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, LinkedIn. I'm here with you guys. I'm here. But she made her name going live on Facebook doing Mic Drop Mondays, 1 day a week. She still does it. Mic Drop Mondays, 1 day a week, has leveraged it into a hugely successful business, thousands and thousands of viewers, thousands and thousands of followers, more people than she can't even keep connecting to people on Facebook because Facebook has limits. How many of us have experienced the limits of Facebook friends? Not many of us. Most of us have. We can keep accepting people. We have no problem. We do not need people in the overflow. Okay, we can you can be my friend and you can be my friend, and I don't want you as my friend because you're kind of crazy, but you can be we have room for friends on Facebook. She has maxed out multiple times her friends on Facebook and her followers because she's making such an impact, because she's so dynamic. Ladies and gentlemen, call somebody, text somebody, tell somebody. I'm telling you, I know I say this every day, but I want you to do something unusual right now, something you don't normally do. If you don't normally text somebody and say, are you watching Lucas Live? If you don't normally send the link directly to somebody, do it. If you don't, I'll excuse you for a second. If you need 1 minute, I promise I won't have her on because I got to tell this. I'm going to tell you the story about the lawnmower fire in a second. If you need 1 minute to click off to go help somebody who you know and love, who you know is trying to find their purpose in life. Maybe they've recently gone through a loss like me. I lost my mom recently, and it puts you in a place of searching for your purpose. You're asking yourself often, what is life? What is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of my life? And you realize life is short. So you're like, this thing is super short, so I need to get started now. And I don't care if you're 20 or 40 or 60, you're always saying, this thing is short, I need to figure it out. You know people like that. You need to share it with those people. You have groups that you belong to on Facebook. Did you know you can not only share it to your page, you can even if you shared it to your page, you can go hit share and share it to the groups that you belong to. Try sharing it to a group. If you're watching on Periscope, hit share. If you're watching it on LinkedIn, share it to your page on LinkedIn. Call a colleague, call a friend, call your business partner. Let them know that they need to be on tonight. This lady is about to give us so much education, motivation, liberation. Y'all know what Lucas Live is about. Education, motivation, liberation. I promise you, she gave it all. She gave me so much game before the show until I wasn't even sure if I wanted to bring her on the show. I was like, you know what? No show tonight. I'm doing a private session with Dr. Lisa Harney. She's just going to help me out so that I can take my life to the next level. But I got to be here for my people. So here we are, and I'm going to bring her here for you guys in just a second. You guys just don't know. Now, somebody just said it didn't go live on YouTube. I don't know why that happened. If you know somebody who's on YouTube, oh, I know. You know what? If it didn't go live on YouTube, I apologize. If you know somebody who usually chimes in on YouTube and watches it through YouTube, I'm going to sit here and try to fix it real quick. Let them know that we are sorry and tell them they need to click on. They can go to Lucas Live Media. And I believe now you can share a link. I think once upon a time you had to be a Facebook member to see a Facebook page. But I believe since the quarantine, Facebook has fixed that because they realized that that was dumb and that other people were using other platforms to do all these meetings and all this stuff. So I think they've done some things to fix that. So hopefully that is straight. I'm going to try to go on here and see if I can't fix it real quick. But if I can't, we're just going to roll. I know the majority of our followers are on Facebook. I know we have people who watch us on LinkedIn and Periscope, and I know we do have some YouTube followers, but I know they also know how to find us here. So I'm looking forward to you guys being here tonight. Again, if you haven't done something unusual to share this with somebody you love, you don't love them as much as you say you. Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I'm not gonna treat you that bad, but I'm just saying it's gonna be powerful. Okay, so I'm gonna mess with this for a second, but I'm gonna tell y'all the story. Did anybody? Let me know if you guys saw my post today about my lawnmower fire. Somebody tell me if you saw the post about the lawnmower fire that I had today. Just say I heard it, I saw it, I'm praying for you. I was crying, I was worried, I was mourning. Tell me you was on your way to the hospital, whatever was going on. If you was concerned, like my man Lucas he over there I knew he was gonna blow up, but I didn't think he was gonna blow up like that, right? I knew his show was lit, but I didn't think he was gonna be out on fire in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all, okay, y'all heard about it, right? I made a post because I was about to blow up, y'all, and I want to blow up. I think I got, some great, God has blessed me with some skills, but I didn't want to blow up in the backyard. It almost went down today. Hey, Val B. King, thank you so much for being here. The wonderful granddaughter of the legendary B.B. King, and Miss Val B. King is in the house. Miss Valerie Bird, thank you so much for being here. She was a wonderful guest. Check out that episode if you haven't seen it. So listen, ladies and gentlemen. I need to know. Did y'all see it? Very concerned. I see my Aunt Gloria's on here. She said she was very concerned. I get it. Aaron, he said you're not mowing enough. Okay, bro. Yes, clearly I'm not mowing enough when my lawnmower is about to blow up. It's like, what year was that lawnmower from, right? So it was rough. So I'm out there. See, what had happened was, somebody say, what had happened was, last week I cut the grass, right? My wife likes the grass to be, she likes the yard to be tidy. My wife is a very clean, very neat person, and I love that and respect that about her. She likes the house to be clean and neat inside and out. And I love that and I respect that. And over the years, I've gotten better and better at it. My wife could never be married to a hoarder. You know, that show Hoarders, my wife would be like, ain't going down like that. You're going to be in the garage by yourself with your hoarding self. She ain't going for that, right? My wife's a very clean, very neat person, right? And I said, my Aunt Angela's very concerned. I see y'all. So she's very, so she be looking at me like, babe, when you cutting that grass? Like, too many days go by. It's about day 7 and the grass ain't been cut. She looking at me blinking like, looking at the window, looking at me, looking at the window, looking at me, like, you know what it is, right? And I'd be like, yeah, babe, I was just about to go out there and cut the grass. Even if I got to do it with scissors, babe, I'm going to do it, right? And so I keep the grass, right? So last week I cut the grass on the riding mower. Now the riding mower is a lawnmower that we inherited. We got the lawnmower when we bought the house. Because when we bought this house, I negotiated for everything. All right, we got 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. We got, but on top of it, we got pool table and lawn mowers and furniture, and patio furniture and a grill. I had a grill. I just was negotiating. I was feeling good. You know what I mean? So I was just working it. But anyway, so we got all kind of stuff. We got the house, right? And this was about 2 years ago. We got the house. We got the lawnmower too, the riding mower. So it's cool. It's been working good. It's decent. It's in decent shape. It's been fine, right? So I was out there, and last week it started smoking a little bit, right? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of too bad. I don't really know what to do about that, except let the smoke go, and then hopefully next week it'll work. And that's what I was like, Jesus, take the lawnmower and fix it, Jesus, right? And so I was hoping it would, but it didn't. And so today I got on it. It smoked a little bit, little something, little smoke. and then it stopped. Or it was smoking a little bit, but it wasn't like bad. It wasn't like smoke was blowing in my face or nothing. I could still see I'm out there getting the grass done, right? And hey, Tanya. So I'm out there getting the grass done, right? So I'm doing it. I finally get to the backyard. Now, if anybody's seen my backyard, there's a park in our backyard. So people walk the path and they see our backyard. We got the unicorn yard. We have this big unicorn that spits water out of its horn or something. It's my daughter's water toy, right? We got a slip and slide back there. We got other stuff. So I had to park the thing to go get the slip and slide up and the unicorn water thing up. And I'm moving stuff around. And I look back at the lawnmower, and through the grates, through the grill of the lawnmower, it looked like a furnace. Like if you look through the furnace, like if you ever see a furnace come on, like you can't really see the whole fire. You can just see through those little grates. I could see fire in the lawnmower up under the little plastic hood. It ain't no steel or nothing. It was just fire. It was on fire. So I'm home by myself, family gone. So that was good because I didn't want them to be here worried. I take off running, y'all. I take off running. My first thought was, do I just run and keep running and just, I'm going to have to get a new house someday. And I pray that the neighbors will be saved because I'm out, right? First thought. That was my random thought. But if that went away fast. Don't worry. I didn't want my neighbors to be blown up. So I knew I had to stop this fire and I don't want my house gone. So I had to stop the fire. So I took off. And I'm running. Now, it was leg day at the gym this morning, 5 a.m. Shout out to my man, Dan Harsh. It was leg day at the gym, so my legs was a little sore. I ain't gonna lie. If it had not been leg day, I might have been even a little bit faster. But anyway, so I take off running. I get around to the house. I got a fire extinguisher in the garage, but that one's old. I don't even know if that works. I'm like, can't mess with that one. Ran past another one. Got the new one that I had bought, not that long ago, was sitting on the kitchen counter. Now, mind you, I've never used a fire extinguisher before. I just happened to buy this thing because I'm like a super safe dude. Grabbed the fire extinguisher. Almost take off back out the front door to run around the house. And I'm like, wait a minute, you got a back door, dummy? Run out the back door. I'm running out the house. Just Jesus, take the wheel. Lord, help us. I'm running out the back door. Pull the pin out. I'm like, how do I even use this thing, right? It's like, I'm not no firefighter. I don't know what to do with a fire extinguisher. Pull the pin out. Boom, hit the thing. Put the fire out. Boom, boom, boom. I'm spraying it so hard. The stuff is blowing back up in my face. I'm coughing. It was crazy. But I saved the day. I saved the whole neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. I saved the neighborhood from an explosion. And let me tell you, the gas tank on a riding mower is right there under the hood in the front in a plastic thing. It's a huge tank and it's plastic. It's not like in your car, it's this metal thing that's up under your car in the back somewhere. And so on TV, when the cars blow up from that's a lot harder to happen in a car, especially if the fire is in the engine. This thing was, the fire was right there by the gas tank. The gas tank could have blown up. But thank God it didn't, ladies and gentlemen. I made it. Praise the Lord. He took the wheel. He saved my life. He spared me to see another Lucas Live. So here I am today. So excited to be here with you guys. And I promise you, you don't want to miss. It was the slip and slide water or something. Yes, if it wasn't for me having to get the slip and slide, that's a message for somebody out there. Sometimes the slip and slide is what slides you into your purpose. It slides you right into your destiny. It slides you right out of danger. Because I would have been sitting on that thing and it would have caught, I wouldn't have known it was on fire because it was already kind of smoking a little bit. I was just rolling with it. It's like your stuff in the oven and you done spilled grease in the bottom, so it's smoking and the smoke detector going off and you mad at the smoke detector instead of mad at yourself for spilling all that nasty junk in the bottom of your oven that's causing your oven to be smoky. That's your problem. That's your fault. Anyway, all right. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to delay this any longer. If you haven't shared this broadcast, you're selfish. You don't love your family and friends like you say you do. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe you do. You got to share this. Tonight is about to be amazing. I'm sorry to people who are trying to watch on YouTube. There was a glitch. I think I changed the setting last night because there was a difficulty with something else. And so I had to do something different to try to fix something else that was going on. And now it messed it up. But that's okay. We're still here on LinkedIn. We're still here on LinkedIn, Periscope, and Facebook at Lucas Tyndale and at Lucas Live Media. I'm so excited. Someone sing Never Would Have Made It. We got Val B. King. She said she's singing it. Never would have made it without the Lord. All right, so let's get into tonight's episode. My guest tonight is just amazing, okay? She's going to talk to us about packaging. She's going to talk to us about presentation, platform, and positioning. How do you position yourself, your products? How do you get into your purpose? I don't even know how many questions I'm going to ask. Maybe like 4, and she's just going to flow because she's amazing. I might just let her take over the show, and I might just sit back and watch with y'all because she is powerful. I want to welcome to the show my guest, Dr. Elisa Harney. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. I am thrilled to be here. This is so exciting.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so excited to have you. And thank you for, and now we do have behind the scenes access. So we're going to put that video out. We recorded before the show. We're going to put that video out to special sponsors of the show. But you're going to help me put that package together, right? We're going to do some work with some people and we're going to do some work together, right? We got that. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. So listen, let's just get into this. There's a lot of people here today who may not know you. They don't know what all you do. Why don't you just start off by telling them who you are and what you do at a basic level, and then we're going to dig a little bit deeper. We're going to get into your life and your business and some struggles you went through, and then we're going to get through how you make an impact in people's lives and businesses. So give them a general overview. Who are you?
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Alisa Lachelle Harney. I'm known as Dr. E, and I'm a coach. I'm a strategist. I'm a speaker, author, all that good stuff, a mentor. And my job, really, my objective is to help people get positioned to prosper in their purpose. So purpose is one of those things that I think lives in the land of ambiguity. And so it's really hard for people to understand what it is. And so a lot of people, we have a lack of clarity. And when there is no clarity, there's no comprehension. And when you can't comprehend it, you're not confident. And so when you're not confident, you can't really operate in that call. And so my job is to help get us clarity. And I actually built my platform off this premise that you can't fix what you won't face. And so my job is really to get us to a place where we can recognize who we really are, recognize what we're really called to do, and then realize that we need to be in position if we're going to have peace, power, prosperity, and progression in our lives. So that's it in a nutshell.
Woo, peace, power, and prosperity. Somebody say peace, power, prosperity in the comments, or any of those three that you want. If you're looking for peace, say that. If you're looking for power, say that. If you're looking for prosperity, say that. This is such an important thing right now. There's a lot going on in the world. I mean, 2020 has been like, is it only June? Is it almost over yet? It's like you on that roller coaster and you like, all right, it was fun. If we was like, whoo, at first, and now you like, if they don't let me off this ride, like I am tired, right? So right now we're in a crazy time. How do you help people position themselves in a pandemic? Let's talk about positioning in a pandemic. Is it possible to position yourself for better things in a pandemic?
So this is going to be crazy. I've been teaching about something called the atmosphere of overwhelm. And so what happens in a pandemic is we understand that overwhelm is when our feelings get out of the realm of our reach, right? And so think about it. When you're in an overwhelm, you can be angry, but when you get an overwhelm, you're in rage. So if you're in overwhelm, you can be sad, but overwhelm puts you in depression. And so my job is to help people figure out how to have deliberate discipline in the areas of their emotion, in the areas of their person, in their professional, in their spiritual life. And so how do you have peace in a pandemic? It's funny. And I got to use the scripture. It's funny. It's a scripture in Isaiah 59:10. And I like the CEV version. It says that we feel our way along as if we were blind. We stumble at noon as if it were night. We can see no better than someone dead. Right. Woo! And I love that because I'm a clarity strategist. So my job is to say in a pandemic, what happens is we get into the atmosphere of overwhelm. And so we're feeling our way along. What's going on? And we're operating like how they say chicken with your head cut off. Right. And so my job is to say, hey, wait a minute. We're going to arrest the atmosphere of overwhelm. And I need to show you how to accelerate the anointing of overflow. You can still have an overflow of joy, of peace, of prosperity, of power. And so that's what I've been doing to help people get stabilized emotionally, stabilized spiritually, stabilized financially, so that they can prosper even in a pandemic. And so that's been my strategy.
That is amazing. I mean, we are overwhelmed. And I think we spend a lot of time talking about the fact that we are overwhelmed and we don't know what to do. We're dealing with social injustice, watching a man be killed on national TV. And we're dealing with the pandemic where we're like, do I still wear my mask? Do I not wear my mask? Do I go to the beach? Do I not go to the beach? Do I go to the office? Do I not go to the office? Do I have a job? Are they cutting my hours? Are they cutting my pay? I mean, what am I supposed to do? People are constantly overwhelmed. So how do you said arrest that thought or arrest that spirit. How do you tell people to do that? That sounds good, but I'm struggling. I'm stressed. My mind is going a million miles a minute. I'm scared for my son. I'm scared for my family. I'm scared for myself. from a pandemic to police brutality to all the things that are going on. How do I get those crazy thoughts out of my mind to get focused on what God has for me to do?
Absolutely. Listen, of course, the strategist has a solution.
Let's go. Break it down.
Three things I'm going to give you. How do you get outside of the atmosphere? Again, remember that the atmosphere of overwhelm is because it wants to get your emotions out of the realm of your reach. It wants to get you into a place where it's uncontrollable. So uncontrollable rage, uncontrollable depression, uncontrollable anxiety, anything that gets past your ability to monitor it, to discipline it. And so I always give these three strategies that help you activate overflow and not live in the land of overwhelm. Number one, it's called awareness. I have this saying, honor your emotions, but arrest your actions. Right? And so
hold on. I don't like to cut people off unless I have to. You can't just here on Lucas Live, I like people to drop gems. You can drop the mic. I know you do your drop the mic Mondays, but you can't just be slamming it down and we can't even know. You gotta gently sit it down so we can say that again. What? Say that again.
Honor your emotions, but arrest your actions. Right?
Honor your emotions,
and here is the sideline for that. Don't let your feelings make you act like a fool.
Ooh.
Right? And so we honor our emotions. Our emotions are real. They are valid, yes. But the response requires discipline. Right? And so I honor the fact that I'm disappointed. I honor the fact that I'm angry. I honor the fact that I feel depleted. I'm honoring that because we're not going to subdue that, because that's how it starts manifesting in our physicality. It starts manifesting in our attitudes. And so I honor those emotions, but I'm arresting my actions. Just because I'm angry, I don't get to go off. Just because I'm depressed, I'm not just going to fall out and just say, listen, throw the whole purpose away. I don't want any of it. Honor your emotions, but arrest your actions. Because a lot of times you hear people say, I was in a fit of rage. I didn't mean to say it. I just had lost my mind. And so I say to people all the time, and here's another mic drop, you're not losing control, you're relinquishing it.
Ooh.
And so what happens is we have, and again, here's one more gem, because stop saying you can't when the truth is that you won't. No, you can bring it in. You can subdue it. You can be disciplined. You can't control your mouth. You can't control your money, but what happens is, this is what we do. We just choose I'm just going to go with the flow. Whatever comes up, going to come out. No, I'm here to say deliberate discipline, right? So stop saying you couldn't do that. No, you can. So that was awareness, number one. Number two is articulation. I say give voice to your frustration, but find a responsible way to release, right? That's where we mess up. Give voice to your frustration, whether it's in song, whether it's in script, whatever you have to do to give voice to the frustration, but find a responsible way to release. Gossip is not a responsible way to release, right? Clapping back is not a responsible way to release. I said this all the time, and I actually am designing a shirt. It's not that I can't clap back. I'm just using my hands to build, right? And so you...
What? Wait. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't get a pen and a paper and some stuff and start writing this stuff down, don't go out. Listen. All right. This is how it is. Okay, everybody. You're at a restaurant, right? And you are getting served a feast right now. Okay. So if you didn't share, again, what are you waiting on? Maybe you don't normally share and you're like, I don't like to share stuff to my page and all that. You're wrong. Share it. Okay. Share this broadcast right now. But also, you're at a feast and there's so much food already. I don't know if anybody else is full already. I'm already full. I don't even know what to do with all of this. I don't normally do this. I'm over here taking notes. I'm supposed to be hosting the show. You see me? Y'all see me? I keep switching the camera just to her. That's because I'm over here writing stuff down. I'm trying to learn something today. All right, I'm not the host because I got life all the way figured out. I'm trying to learn something too. So don't leave this meal just with what you could catch in your head and in your mind and in your heart, and you leave here excited, and you're not going to have a strategy. She's giving game. She's giving strategy. She's telling you what to do. This is free. You better buckle up and buckle down. You better go find you some paper or pen or something. You better tell your kids to give you their crayons or something. You better start writing some notes right now. I'm just telling you. All right, I'm going to do it. Go ahead. All right. Now, come on now. When you drop the mic, you got to sit it down a little slower, or at least say it twice for us, because you can't just keep dropping all of this.
So let me just say that again.
Let's go.
And so when you find a responsible way to release, like I said, gossiping is not is not a responsible way to release. Clapping back is not a responsible way to
Use your
release.
hands to
And I say
build.
this all the time. It's not that I can't clap back. I'm just using my hands to build. And so, well, it's, again, it's not that I can't, I just won't. And so that's exercising deliberate discipline. And so a lot of times we're so used to just kind of letting go and flowing. I say all the time, you can't wing it and win. And so that's how we want to do. We just want to wing it and we just want to go with the flow, but I'm like, no, you need to start with a strategy. Don't just go with the flow. Start with a strategy, right? And
The flow might have you flowing off into some nonsense.
listen, we may not be able to bring you back in.
Woo.
And so the third thing, and I like alliterations, obviously.
I love 'em.
The
I
third
love
thing
it.
is activation. Activation is about what you can do. The problem is, and I used to say this all of the time, that we get to a place where we get overwhelmed because of what we're not able to do. But we can get overjoyed when we recognize what is within our control, what we do have in our control, what is for us. And so I'll say something, and I posted this a couple of days ago, but I just think it's the truth. And a lot of times we get caught up in this, but I have to tell you that there are three things that you will never have control over. And this is the activation part. Number one, you'll never have control over what people think about you. Number two, you'll never have control over what people say about you. And last but not least, you'll never have control over what people expect from you. But here's the activation. Here's where you get your power back. Three things you will always have control over: what you do, what you say, and what you allow. And so activation means that I get to allow. And here's another, Mike. The problem we get overwhelmed, the reason why we get overwhelmed is because we give people access without instruction. Yeah, I'm just going to throw that one there, right? We give people access without instruction. You can call me anytime. No, that's too much access. No, you can call me between the hours of this time and this time. You can come by anytime. You can ask me for money. Access without instruction. And then we turn around and we wonder, why are people taking advantage? They can't take what you don't give, right? They're taking advantage of me. They're taking my kindness for weakness. They taking me as a fool. No, they can't take what you don't give. And so we give people access without instruction. How am I giving you discipline to my life? Activation means I'm able to audibly articulate what it is that I expect and what it is that you can expect. I say all of the time that we attract what we articulate. Right? And so if you're attracting people that are needing, then guess what? You keep articulating the fact that you can provide the need, right? Whatever you're articulating, if you're attracting people who are doubters, what's coming out of your mouth? And so sometimes we assist the atmosphere of overwhelm because we're partnering with it with our words. And so we have to be very mindful when we want to come out of a place of overwhelm and we want to become overcomers and we want to have overflow. We have to be really mindful of what's coming out of us. I just said this the other day. There's a difference between what flows out of your belly and what comes out of your heart, right? And so, biblically, we know that out of your belly is supposed to flow rivers of living water, things that are going to bring life. These things are going to be nutrient. But the Bible says, keep your heart with all diligence, because out of it flows issues. And so is it life or is it an issue? What's coming out of you, right? And so when we talk about, why we're in this state, why don't I seem like I can? Well, what's coming out of your mouth? Is it life or is it an issue? And so, hopefully that gave some.
Hopefully that gave some. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is not like, I don't know what you're doing, I don't know what you're thinking, I don't know who you've been listening to before this, that you just heard it all before, because this is game. Like, this is like how to win Monopoly in 3 moves kind of game. I mean, this is crazy. This is like the cheat code game. Like, this is crazy. Like, up, down, left, right, A, B, start. Like, she got the Nintendo game to the last level. She done hit you to the warp zone, and you about to go get the princess, and you ain't even done nothing yet, okay? This is amazing information. You guys take this in, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss this moment. This moment, and this is the reality. We all know pivotal moments in our life when things went wrong. And we're like, man, if that hadn't happened, I would have been better off. If that hadn't happened, I would have never went down that road. If I hadn't gone with the flow with that relationship, or whatever it was, I would have never been in the situation I'm in. And then there's pivotal moments in our life where God is trying to speak to us. Why did Lucas Live start? Why is it here? Tonight might be the night that has all the purpose in the world for your life. Tonight might be the last episode you need to watch. Now, I don't want you not watching my show because I'm going to feel play. But this might be the night that changes your life forever. This might be the episode where you realize your purpose. This might be the night where you get unstuck from the mess you've been stuck in and trying to figure out how to move forward. And you've been stressed out in your relationship, stressed out with your kids, stressed out on your job. You don't know which way to turn. It's the pandemic. It's brutality. It's the trauma. It's the drama. You have felt like life is out of control. And Dr. Harney is telling us to take control. She is erasing the excuses. She is not allowing us to say, well, somebody did this to me, or I'm just a victim of this or a victim of that. She's saying, take control. If it's happening, you're letting it happen. And we got to hear that. Please. I don't have any questions for you. Just do what you do. Just talk, please. I'm gonna just sit back. Can you talk? Just tell us stuff, please.
One of the things that I recognize, and this is another one of those mic drops. So I'm introducing it this time.
I appreciate it.
Just throwing it out there.
So we can get ready.
And y'all can quote me on this one. We have a life restriction because we have a mouth condition.
Woo.
Right? A lot of us, what happens is we have a life restriction because we have a mouth condition. Why is my life not manifesting? What is it? Why is it? Because I don't understand why I'm not seeing certain things come to pass. Why am I not? Well, a lot of it is because what you say and what you believe hadn't come into oneness. They haven't come into alignment. You say certain things. Oh, yeah, I'm going to make this money. You say certain things. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be this. But has what you said and what you really believe come into alignment? And so you can be in agreement and still not in alignment, right? So I can agree with the fact that I believe I'm purposed. I can agree with the fact that I believe I'm talented or gifted. I can believe in the fact that I'm supposed to do great things. But have I went from agreement to alignment? Have I positioned myself to prosper in that purpose, right? And so we have to understand that what we say and what we believe has to come into oneness. We have a life restriction because we have a mouth restriction. And a lot of the problem is we're speaking from our flesh and not from our faith. Right? And so we're speaking out of our flesh and we're not speaking out of our faith, right? Our flesh says, I don't feel like it. I don't see it. I say this all of the time. Stop using limited language, lower level limiting language, right? That's just a big deal of mine. Stop using lower level limiting language. Lower level limiting language is when you start subduing your success, right? And when you start arresting your ability to succeed and achieve. And so we use lower level limiting language, and all of a sudden we find that we talk ourselves out of things, and we say things like, this is the only opportunity I'll ever have. I'll never have love again. I'll never be great. I'll never do it as good as that.
That's cursing.
It's cursing.
Yes.
And it's lower level limiting language. And so here's the thing, though. When we waver in our comprehension, we waver in our confession.
Whoo!
Right?
Man.
And so the Bible says, James 1:8 said that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Yes.
I want to help people understand that all means all. So if you're unstable in your flesh, you'll be unstable in your finances. If you're unstable in your money, you'll be unstable in your marriage. And so we don't understand that all means all. And so we have to get to a place where we're in alignment and that we're clear and that we're solidified and established, because we won't say what we can't see. Well, I just don't see it happening. So that's why you won't prophesy it to yourself. And so we have to understand that if you're unstable in your stance, then you'll be unstable in your statements. If you waver in your walk, then you'll waver in your talk. That's the thing that we don't understand. And so we have to be able to come into agreement with what we believe and not just what we say. They both have to match, right? So we're double tonguing our own self, right? We don't have to wait for anybody to shut us down. And so I say this all the time to people when we think about reciprocity and when we think about sowing things and investing things and putting seed in the ground. And I said this the other night, that you don't just sow with your money, you sow with your mouth.
Yes.
And so what are you putting in the ground? What have you released in your atmosphere? You're wondering, why is chaos following me? Well, what did you say? Things are always so crazy. Well, why aren't my kids acting up? Well,
life and death in the power of the tongue. You speaking it. You're speaking death, getting death, and mad at the death around you. Speaking chaos, getting chaos, mad at the chaos around you. Or somebody you know is always positive, always speaking life. You're like, they always seem so happy. Everything goes well. Because that's what they sowing. That's what they speaking. Whatever you believe. You believe in the Bible. You believe in any other belief. Everybody knows you get what you give. You reap what you sow. Say it how you want it. It's a law in the universe, and it comes from the Most High God. Tell them about it. I'm sorry.
And, I'm going to put the Dr. E spin on it. God can't prosper what you don't provide. So we want God to just show up. Well, what seed did you plant? You don't just sow with your money, you sow with your mouth. What did you
Yes.
put in the ground? Did you
Yes.
put your faith to work? Did you put the principles to work?
Mm.
What did you put in the ground? And so we can say it, but we don't believe, but they have to come into oneness. And so we have to understand that we speak a thing. We have to, in order to accelerate, we got to first activate. So
Yes.
what did you activate with your mouth in entrepreneurship? What did you activate? We live in a place where we vacillate between procrastination and perfectionism.
Oh.
Procrastination is a lack of personal discipline. I hate to bust that bubble, but let me
Oh,
just go
oh,
ahead and put
wait,
that out
wait,
there.
wait, wait. Say it again now. To all the procrastinators, stand up. Okay, not regulators, procrastinators. All right, y'all remember. All right, so procrastinators out there, we all know what happens. You got a plan, you got an idea, you got some stuff you want to do. I just can't get motivated. I just won't. I know I should, but I just won't. And what I want to do, I won't do. Oh, wicked man that I. What is Tell them again about procrastination. What's happening?
Procrastination is a lack of personal discipline.
Woo.
I was a chronic procrastinator. I was the princess of
She's telling us
procrastination,
all off, y'all.
and we wear it like a badge when it's really a burden. And so we say, and it sounds like this: I like to wait to the last minute. That's when my fire comes out. That's when I'm at my greatest. Well, what would actually happen if you prepared?
What would you be able to
actually
do at the
happen if
last
you
minute if you was prepared? Then you'd really be kicking it into another gear.
Right. And so again, we have this thing that we don't understand. And I'm willing to bet you that if you're a procrastinator when it comes to your projects, you're a procrastinator when it comes to planning. You're a procrastinator when it comes to your platform. You're a procrastinator when it comes to posting. You're a procrastinator when it comes to providing certain things, because a double-minded man is unstable
Stable in
in
all
all
his
his ways.
ways.
And so
Oh,
trace the tree. Look at the root of the thing, procrastination. And sometimes the root of that is because there is a lack of self-belief. You don't believe that it's something that you're really capable. You don't believe that you're really able. You don't believe that it's something that you're able to do. And so it's procrastination. There's a lack of personal discipline. I guarantee you, if you're a procrastinator, you don't live by your calendar. I guarantee you, if you're a procrastinator, then you eat emotionally, because it's undisciplined. The root is undisciplined. And so what happens is, and then if we shift over to the perfectionists, the ones that say, I just need everything to be perfect before I release it. I'm looking at everybody else and they doing things quick, and it's not, I need to be perfect. Can I tell you that perfectionism is unhealed trauma? So
wait. Hold up. Wait, nobody's ever said that before, doctor. Hold on now. Perfectionism is unhealed trauma. You cannot open my audience up with that kind of surgical precision and not sew them back together. So you hitting us with the pain. What's the promise? What's the process? What we supposed to do? Help us out.
So procrastination, somewhere somebody has told you that you're not good enough. There is a lack of your ability to believe that you're capable, that you're able. And so what happens is, because those thoughts are running in your head, maybe they compared you to a sibling. Maybe they somebody was there, and every time you went to do something, they diminished it. They came against it. They had something to say. And so your lack of confidence started waning. And so what you do to be able to thwart it, what you'll do is you'll just say, well, I'll just wait a little bit later. Oh, no. It's not that I can't do it. I have to get some other things. No, what you're really afraid of are of other people's opinion. But can I tell you that that'll get you into a place that I call in a state of inertia? There is motion, but there is no movement. You're going through the motions. You wake up, you go to work, you go to sleep, you eat, and you begin the cycle again, but you're no closer to where you're supposed to be than when you started. And so we have to first seek healing from the inside out. I have a strategy that I call internal awareness, internal inventory. And so you go do internal inventory and you look around on the inside of yourself and you say, what's happening deep on the inside? And then you do external examination. What kind of things are around me? Because I track what I articulate. So what am I drawing close to me? And then you do an atmosphere assessment. What things are lingering in my emotions, in my atmosphere? And if you combine all of those together, can I tell you that's the sum of what you position yourself to be? Wow. And so what we do, internal inventory, external examination, atmosphere awareness. That's the
Okay, all right. Listen. All right, you've told us off. You've cut us open. You healed us up. You put us back together. We not done, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Don't y'all leave. And again, if you haven't shared and you haven't told your family and friends, and if you haven't like text somebody real quick and was like, "Are you watching Lucas Live right now?" Go and they're like, "What is Lucas Live? Who is Lucas?" And you're like, "You don't know about Lucas Live? You need to know about it today." Tap in Lucas Live Media on Facebook, or they can go to my page, Lucas Tyndale, or with Lucas Tyndale on LinkedIn and Periscope. You need to be here. Your family and friends need to be hearing this. Don't get set free and be stuck with a bunch of, because see, here's what happens. Somebody tells you they teach you what you're learning today. You get the education, you get the motivation, but you don't get the liberation that we're talking about because the people in your household and the other people in your life aren't getting this. So when you go out of here and you try to talk this talk that she know how to, she can talk that talk, can't she? When you go to your family, your husband, your wife, your kids, your mom, your dad, your boss, your whoever, and you go try to, well, you got to trace the tree and get to the roots. You don't even know what you're saying. You can't even repeat it. You're like, it's positioning your prospering in your pancakes. You don't even know. She done hit you with some of the alliteration. You don't even know what you're saying. And they looking at you like, what you say about pancakes? You talking about Mrs. Butterworth or Aunt Jemima? Which one? Right? They don't know what you're talking about. So you got to get other people who you know and love to hear this. And if they aren't watching now, you got to like send them the link. Send them the replay. You got to tell them, please watch this. And then let's start talking about how we're going to move forward. Your business partner. Say, please watch this. Then let's talk about how we're going to move forward. Your husband, your wife, I don't know who it is. You're not liberated because you're on a different level, but the people you roll with are still on a lower level. So they're anchoring you. The Bible we talk about people say, I'm on my soul anchored in the Lord. Most of us are anchored to the people around us. So they're holding you back and you can't fly because they're actually holding you down. And they're afraid to see you fly because that's going to get them up in the air and they ain't ready. They procrastinating, right? They waiting to get there. So they're holding you back. You got to tell everybody you know, you got to watch this because this episode right here is defining my new direction in life. I'm not going with the flow anymore. I'm moving on purpose. From now on, that's how I'm moving. So, Dr. Harney, I just can't imagine. You go like, I need people to know before we go any further, and ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because we're going further. I need them to see, we got it on the screen, okay? We got purposepositioning.com. Tell us a little bit about your website. Tell us a little bit about what's happening with you on social media, just so people know what they can expect or what they might be able to, some products, some services they can purchase from you. Because ladies and gentlemen, if she's giving this kind of game for free, imagine what you get if you pay for it. When you go to the mall and they're giving you the free samples, them is the free samples. When they give you the free stuff, what happens when you start paying for it? It really gets good. These the free samples. She just give you the little thing with the toothpick in it right now. If you want the real meal, you got to go to purposepositioning.com and you got to purchase some of these trainings, some of these classes, some of this stuff to change your life. Tell us what do you have to offer for somebody who wants to go to another level working with you? Someone like myself. Tell us what we need to do. I'm gonna lean in right now. How do we get to know you a little better? What do we do? Tell us.
So my website is purposepositioning.com. That's what I'm called to do. It's a virtual institution of empowerment, and it's designed to strategically position you to prosper in your purpose. And the categories are entrepreneurship. I have some coaching programs, spiritual development, personal development, even premium branding services. And I do have a mentorship membership where I come in and I cultivate. They have access to the courses that I have in my program. I'll tell you that. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're saying, I need clarity about my brand. How do I launch what it is? I think I know I don't have the clarity, or I have the clarity, but I don't really have the comprehension. How do I do it? Or I know what I want to do. I know how to do it, but where's my confidence? So there is a segment for entrepreneurs. Now, when it comes to personal development, there are some courses in there. I talk about how to amplify your sound, and it's a course called Speaking Power, how to rediscover, release, and recover your voice. I have a confidence course on there, all kinds of courses, because you can't transition until you transform. And so it's a 7-module course.
You're still dropping gems, even in the middle. No, go ahead. No. Keep dropping them. We love them. We getting rich from all these gems. Keep dropping the gems.
Professional development, the unseen enemy, a course on emotional bullying. A lot lot of people in professional development has gotten that course because it talks about how emotional bullying is different from physical bullying, because people can throw rocks and hide their hands, but it affects you the same way. We deal with the trauma of toxicity, how to recognize, release, and remove toxicity from your life. The guilt gateway, how to stop feeling bad when you start doing good. And so every arena, there's spiritual development. If you're just saying, there are some things I really want to get in connection with who I am. And so there's so many different courses that's on purposepositioning.com. Check it out. There's opportunities to work with me. As a coach, there's opportunities to get into the mentorship program. If you ask me personally, I have a mastermind, but it's not anywhere that you can see it. And so that's a very intensive one-on-one. So yeah, I wanted to put everything out there just in case, whatever level, I really wanted to have solutions for personal development, professional development, and spiritual development, because it's holistic. I want us to prosper and be in health, even as our soul prospers. So that's what purpose positioning is about.
Whew. You are something else. You are something else. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so honored and so blessed to meet these wonderful people who I bring on Lucas Live. And let me tell you guys a quick story about how I met Dr. Elisa today, Dr. E, how I met her. Okay, so this is crazy. So you guys know that I'm the LinkedIn dude, right? I love LinkedIn. I've been making moves on LinkedIn for years, and I'm always telling y'all, like, if you're not on LinkedIn, what are you doing? That's what I always say. I'm like, if you're trying to grow your business or grow your career because you want to get the job you want, maybe right now you want to move to a warmer climate. You got to get to know some people on LinkedIn, because they'd always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's true, but guess what? They're on LinkedIn in business attire, waiting for business people to have business conversations with them more than they are on any other platform. So to me, it's the golf course, it's the boardroom, it's the happy hour. I don't know. It's everywhere you need to be to position yourself for the opportunities that you want. I'm big on it. I'm building my entire business in a sense through LinkedIn, and I'm getting opportunities that I never had before because of the people I'm connected to on LinkedIn. Your network is your net worth. Okay. So Dr. Shamika Dean, who you guys, if you are part of the She Wins Society or you follow her or you saw her on my show early on a couple months ago, Dr. Shamika Dean came on here and tore it up. If y'all have not seen the episode with Dr. Shamika Dean, you need to go watch that one with this one. And you can't watch it and chill. You're gonna have to watch it and build. Let's say that. Let's Lucas Live and build. All right. You got to sit back. You got to take notes, and you got to prepare, because it was amazing. Like tonight is amazing. But I was on LinkedIn, and me and Dr. Shamika Dean, I was working with her, helping her grow her LinkedIn, because she's helped me with so many things. I'm like, I can help you grow your LinkedIn. I can connect to so many people. Let me connect you to different people. And I came across Dr. Harney, and I was looking at her graphics and some of her stuff. I'm like, man, and her flow and her feel. I'm like, she feels like Dr. Dean. She feels like they need to connect. So I reached out to Dr. Harney here, to Dr. E, and I said, I would like to connect with you. And I said, we were already connected. And I think I said, I have somebody I want to introduce you to on LinkedIn, which you can do. So y'all connect with me, and I can connect you with some other people. I said, I want to connect you to somebody I know. And her name is Dr. Shamika Dean. She said, what? Are you kidding? She said, that's my best friend. I said, what? I said, what are the chances? And then I text Shamika. I was like, do you know? She was like, yeah, that's my girl. What are you talking about? I'm like, I'm over here trying to put y'all together, and God has clearly already put y'all together. Tell the people how you met the wonderful Dr. Shamika Dean.
It's so funny. We were on somebody's flyer wearing the same kind of dress, and we were like, oh, I like her dress. And then at the same time, I get a call from my brother. He's younger, and he was like, hey, sis, I saw this lady on YouTube, and man, she flows like you. And I was like, you should meet her. And so I was like, really, what's her name? And he was like, Dr. Shamika Dean. And so I texted him the flyer, and I was like, the one that's on the flyer with me? And he was like, wait, what? And so we just start talking. We didn't even know her tagline at the time was real, raw, and relatable. And mine was real, raw, and relevant. And we were like, what? And so that was like 4 years ago, and it was like, it's done after that. What
are the chances? What are the chances? So real quick, because I need you to drop some more game, and I know you have another event tonight. You have other things going on, so I'm not going to keep you all night. But can you tell us a little bit about your story, right? You're not just this perfect person. I don't ever want people to think that I bring on perfect people with perfect lives who have spoken everything into the atmosphere, and everything came, Skittles and rainbows came falling down at the sky with on unicorns. That's not your life. That hasn't been your life. Can you tell the people some of the difficult things that you've gone through in your life to help get you where you are today, and how those things have helped you?
So I'll begin with a mic drop very gently.
Gently.
And
Sit it
truth
down.
plus, here it is, truth plus transparency equals transformation, right?
Yes. Love it.
So I'll say it again.
Somebody type
Truth
that in the comments. Truth
plus
plus
transparency
transparency
equals
equals transformation.
transformation,
I love it.
right? So the truth is what happened. Transparency is the part you'll reveal, and transformation is what happens as a result of you merging the two, right? And
Ooh.
so what happens is my truth wasn't revealed because I wasn't transparent, and so there was no transformation. There was a lack. And so I had to marry my truth with my ability to be transparent. And then I started seeing transformation on my platform, in my life. I was one of those people that in school, I was a nerd, a bookworm. I had the Coca-Cola bottle glasses. Like, that's what I
That
did
was
with the
you.
Jerry curl. Like,
Okay.
that was me
That was you.
rocking it,
You're
right?
rocking it.
And didn't really come into my own a little bit until I was like a senior, like really. And but I knew right in school I was like, I want to go to Mercer University, and my mom was like, no, you don't just wake up and decide you're gonna go to Mercer University,
Right.
right? At the time, that was one of the top 5 schools in the nation. She was like, you just don't wake up and decide. And I was like, yeah, so let's make a deal. If you won't make me get a job, I won't make you pay tuition. Like, if we can make that deal, like
Let's
that
make
literally
it
was
happen.
the deal that I made, right? So we
Right.
made a deal. They didn't make me get a job. I didn't make them pay for tuition. I got a scholarship to go to Mercer University. And I go there and I'm excited and I just lost my mind. Man, I was raised in the church. I had all kind of restrictions on me, and I just got there and lost my plumb mind. It's the truth. And so I look up a year later and I'm pregnant, and I'm like, wait, whoa, stop. That wasn't my life. Like, that's no, I came from a church family. They gonna crucify me. Like, what? And so I remember having to come back home and make a decision. And I remember my mom says, so guess what? Now you have another priority besides yourself. And I was like, no, that's not how this goes. She's like, yeah. Now you get to do this, and your priority now is this. And so everything had to shift. And I remember being in this place where I dealt with shame, and I dealt with guilt, and I dealt with low self-esteem. That's why I'm able to talk about a lot of this stuff and find solutions and strategies for it. And I dealt with condemnation, and I dealt with self-loathing, and I dealt with I lived in the realm of regret, and I felt like I couldn't get past it. I couldn't come into alignment with what I felt my purpose, because I felt like I polluted my purpose. And so how do I get any closer to who I'm supposed to be and where I'm supposed to be? And I messed up. And so sometimes what we do is we'll do things out of desperation when we're in a place of isolation, right? And so that's what happened is I did things out of desperation, out of a place of isolation. And so sometimes we'll connect to the wrong people, connect to the wrong things, connect to the wrong purpose out of desperation in our isolation. And so I got married to the wrong person, and I look up 6 years later and I have 3 kids, and I'm like, hey, wait, whoa, when did my life change? I have no idea how this happened. And then after going through a very tumultuous divorce, I look up, I'm a single parent, I have 3 kids. And one day I get a call to come interview at Habitat. I'm like, I didn't apply for Habitat. You mean international, like the nonprofit, the biggest nonprofit in the world? What? I didn't. Somebody saw some work that I had been doing during that time. I was cultivating, just helping design things for people I knew, for little banquets, different stuff. And somebody saw something I put together and said, "Man, she has an eye. You should come and interview for a job that I didn't apply for." I look up and I'm working at Habitat, and then I look up and now I'm a manager, and I look up and next thing I know I'm traveling across the country, and I'm going to symposiums, and I'm at these bills in Africa meeting Bishop Desmond Tutu, and I'm just looking up and I'm like, what's happening with my life? Oh my goodness, look at things happening. Meanwhile, I'm raising 3 kids completely by myself, because when I got divorced, everybody got divorced. Like, it was over. It was just me and just them. And so I'm doing it. I'm hearing it. And I remember I used to come to work every day and say, God, I'm here until you release me. You gave me this job. And when you told me it's time to leave, I'm gone. 5 years later, he says, hey, it's time to leave. And I'm like, shut up, Satan. You will not.
Get
No,
thee
the devil
behind
is
me,
a lie.
Satan.
I got my
Yes.
income coming in. They giving me raises. I'm
Wow.
traveling. And he tapped me again and was like, hey, it's time to go. And I was like, you know what? Let me just fast and pray and let me just seek God because I know that's not God. And then he stopped
Man.
talking. And he just see we don't realize sometimes when God starts moving on us and we tend to ignore him, he'll hush. He'll just say, I said what I said, and
Yep.
that was his silence. And I ignored him. And next thing I know, I got the wrong boss and stuff started not being approved and everything started going wrong. And I mean, I had just wrote the first $1 billion proposal. And I'm thinking
Wow.
they used to call me Midas. I had the golden touch. If I
Woo.
touched their man, that thing was, and all of a sudden, what was gold, I always say what used to satisfy me started making me sick. Right. And so when I wanted to start doing stuff now, it was just a pain to do. It was turbulence. And I look up one day, I have these kids and they call me in the office. Now, this is a nonprofit. So you got to remember there is no plan B. And they say,
Right.
we're downsizing our corporate office. We're moving some people to Atlanta and we're going to have to downsize and we're just going to have to let you go. And I got 3 kids. We just relocated to another city. And wait, what? And they were like, oh, it's nonprofit. So you understand you don't get unemployment. What? And I heard the Lord say, because I didn't move in obedience. So now
Yes.
here I am, and I had to be shifted over. And I heard the Lord say, take what's in your heart, shift it in your head, and put it in your hands. And I was like,
Whoa,
what?
whoa, whoa. Rewind that real quick. Say, the Lord had said what? Because he's saying this to somebody else right now. Say that one more time in case the Lord is trying to speak through you right now. Say it to somebody.
Take what's in your heart, get it right in your head, and then let it manifest in your hands. And so I didn't understand what was in my heart. Well, what was in my heart was to help people present themselves better. At that time, that was all in my heart. I wanted to help people that had amazing ministries or amazing nonprofits, but that didn't know how to present it correctly, didn't know how to be positioned correctly. I wanted to help them. Well, I had to get it right in my head. Give me clarity about how I can do that. Give me clarity about how I can help them be presentable. And then it landed in my hands. And so I took that and all of a sudden I heard the Lord say, you'll never clock in again. Like, wait, what?
Woo.
That's just wait a minute, because that was in 2009. That just
What?
no, I'm gonna never clock in again. Yeah, right. It's 2020. I've never clocked in again.
Wow.
And just seeing his hand. And so I believe that a lot of times the reason that we go through the process is that we can develop a strategy. And so we have to get to a place where we stop looking at what happened to me, but what happened for me. This didn't happen to me. This happened for me. For me to what? For me to get disciplined. For me to what? For me to get a plan B. For me to what? Stop having a dependency on other people that are fallible. And so it didn't happen to me. It happened for
For
me.
me. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it didn't happen to me. It happened for me. Everything she's saying is shifting our paradigm. We live in a world of woe is me. And everything is happening to me, and you offended me, and this didn't work out for me, and they fired me, and they did things to my kids don't listen to me, and my husband don't love me, and my wife won't act right, and we're just victims in the world. And we spend our whole childhoods, and this is the thing that fascinates me. We spend our whole childhoods, can't wait to be grown so we can have control. And as soon as we get control, we start complaining as though we have no control, which is the craziest thing in the world. I thought we were waiting to be, now we grown now. So if you're going to take the authority to make choices, then you have to take the responsibility for what happens to you. And you got to say, well, I made some choices, I did some things, and that's how I got here. I'm not just a victim. I'm not just in the washer. I'm not just in the dryer getting tossed around. I'm making some choices. And today, ladies and gentlemen, you can make a choice for change. Somebody needs to go to purposepositioning.com as soon as this is over. Somebody needs to run there. Somebody needs to fly there. Somebody needs to go there. Somebody needs to look at their budget and say, well, I only had enough to do a little bit of something. And you need to figure out that you are going to make an investment in yourself. We talked about this with Dr. Shamika Dean. People oftentimes don't want to make an investment because they're saying, well, I don't want to invest in Dr. E. I'm not sure if Dr. E is for me. And I don't want to. You're not investing in Dr. E. Dr. E got her stuff together. Dr. E, I ain't going to say Dr. E don't need you. Dr. E is going to help the people who she's supposed to help, who listen to God and put some money, some effort, some time behind what God is calling them to do. Somebody on here today, as soon as you get off, You need to, and I'm not, don't go in there and look for the cheapest class and the cheapest package and the cheapest. Go in there and look at what you need. And you say, God, I know you're going to make a way for this. God, right now, I'm going to sow this seed. God, right now, I'm going to do this thing. God, I didn't plan on using this money for this. I was going to use it for that. We was going out this weekend. You better stay in and make something happen, and you can go out the rest of your life. Dave Ramsey says, live like no one else now so you can live like no one else later. Right now may be your season of sacrifice so that later you can have the overflow and all the wonderful things that you want. But if you're not willing to invest in you, not Dr. E, invest in you through Dr. E, you're not going to have the things that you want. I'm signing up. I'm right here. I'm the host of the show. My life is not perfect. My business is not perfect. My things are not perfect. I'm learning and growing every day, and I'm going to invest in myself by investing in Dr. E's courses. I'm going to get, and when y'all see me shining, when y'all see me flying, y'all gonna be like, what was you doing? I'm like, y'all ain't see the episode. Y'all ain't see Dr. Shamika Dean. You ain't see Dr. E. Weren't you paying attention? I'm bringing the people to you. I'm trying to help you out, but I'm going to bring them to you. Now, you got to go to the well yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be willing to go to the well and invest and get that living water that's coming out of her, coming out of Dr. Shamika Dean, coming out of so many of our great guests that have been on this show, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor, privilege, and pleasure to bring you guys great, great guests like Dr. E today. Dr. E, we're about at our time. I know people don't want you to go, and I don't want you to go, but you got other stuff going on, I think. I don't know why. I should have got you on the day and said, block out the rest of your life. We need you. We just need you. How can people, again, continue to, tell us a little bit about Mic Drop Monday. Where can they see that out? Where can they follow you at and definitely see everything going on with you other than the website? We got it here on the screen, your social media handles, but tell us kind of what they can expect if they connect with you on, say, Instagram or Facebook.
Sure. First of all, let me tell you that I'm grateful for what you're doing. It's so in a place or in an atmosphere in a society where people are all about themselves and what they can do and what they can get. It's refreshing to see people that have the heart like I do to help other people shine. Everything that I do is about, I say this, and this is just a mic drop for the entrepreneurs. Yes. Sometimes the issue is not your promise. It's not your gift. Sometimes it's poor packaging. You got the right stuff on the inside. You just packaged poor. And it just means you're not positioned properly, or you're not on the right platform, or your presentation, needs a polish, right? And so what we do for people is we get them into a place where we can help them shine. And that's really the whole point of it is opening ourselves up. When we come on and do these lives, I come on Facebook every Monday. I've been doing it since 2017, like clockwork, 9 p.m. And it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on, I think, Periscope and YouTube. And I come on and I just share. I give life strategies. I give spiritual strategies. I give professional development strategies because I want people to get help. But we have to understand that I said this, earlier, we have to invest in ourselves. We have to put seed in the ground. And so, that's scriptural. And so one of the, I've got to charge for this. Well, because it's you that needs the ROI, not me. I want you to have a return on your investment, right? And so if I invested in myself, I would get the return. But if you invest in yourself, in me, then the return's coming back to you because it's return on your investment. Yes. And so I think And so that's that's what I do. So what can they expect from me? They're going to be expecting help, hope, and healing. I'm always going to give you help, whether it's in the realm of personal or spiritual or professional. You're going to get some healing because I think a lot of times we try to move from a broken place and we don't pursue wholeness in different areas. You're going to get hope because I believe in encouragement and enlightenment. So that's what you guys will get on all the platforms. If it's a platform, I'm on it consistently because I believe in that your currency is directly related to your consistency. And so I'm consistent. I am there. You can find my website and you can connect.
Whew, ladies and gentlemen, I know you've been blessed tonight. Help, hope, and healing is what she's offering. She is so true, so pure. I promise you guys, before the show, as Dr. E and I were talking, I could feel the anointing. I could feel the Spirit of God. And I always think of when John the Baptist's mom, Elizabeth, and Mary, the mother of Jesus, were coming together, and their babies were in their stomach, and they was like, "What's up, cuz? What up? What's up, cuz?" They would do each other. They was in there, and the spirits were like leaping inside of them. And when she was talking, I could just feel the spirit. My spirit was I was just like, what is happening? And I'm like, I'm not that dude. I was like, I gotta tell you, I'm not that super spooky spiritual dude, which is just some nonsense I need to stop saying, because I'm connected with God, and God's spirit is so powerful, and it recognizes, in the hood they say game recognize game, right? But the spirit recognizes the spirit. And the spirit in you, Dr. E, is so amazing. I want to thank you so much for your love, for your passion, for your energy. People watch my show and they're like, you got a lot of energy. I don't have a lot. It's not a lot of people that can match that. It's not a lot of people make me sit back in my chair and be like, I need a break. I had to switch the camera a couple of times so I could get my life together over here. You are amazing. Thank you so much for using your gifts. Thank you so much for coming on my show. Thank you so much for what you're going to do in the lives of my guests and so many people in the future. You are amazing, and I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. If I can just leave a thought for somebody, I felt I have this strategy that I teach, 10 steps for success, and they were taught to me by my GPS. I named her Martha, and she taught me some life strategies, right? And so one of the last strategies that I want to give you, and I think it's going to really, again, this help, hope, and healing thing. One of the things that Martha does that is so amazing is that if I'm headed into my destination and I miss my exit, she'll reroute me, right? I'll get panicky because I'll be saying, oh my God, I missed my exit. And Martha will be very calm and she'll say, hey, so chill. So take this next exit, left, quick right, quick left, sharp right, you're right back. You might get there a little late, but you'll get there. So what I want to say to somebody as my last mic drop is understand that missing your turn doesn't mean you've missed your turn. And so just because you missed your turn doesn't mean you've missed your turn, right? I'll say that again for the people in the back. Just because you missed your turn, it doesn't mean you've missed your turn.
What?
And so for somebody that think, but I missed my chance to do this, and I should have done it then, and I should have, if I could have just listen. I call GPS God's positioning system. And so the God's positioning system says, listen, yeah, you missed your exit. You got off on the wrong exit. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to you might get there a little later than somebody else. You might not get at that destination when you thought, well, I was supposed to be married at this age. I should have had this business by now. This should have happened. But check this out. Just because you missed your turn doesn't mean you've missed your turn. You still win. You'll still get there. You'll still arrive, not in your timing, but in his timing. So I want to leave that with somebody.
Dr. E, once again, you've been incredible and amazing. I'm not going to sleep tonight because I'm going to be up all night trying to figure out how to get my life together. It was incredible. Just because you've missed your turn doesn't mean you've missed your turn to be great, to do your thing. God is not done. God doesn't operate on our clock and our time. He's like, whenever you're ready, prodigal son, come on home and let's get to work. Let's get started and let's fulfill that purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys again. Dr. E, I'm going to get back to you in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you guys something that we're offering here on Lucas Live. We are offering you guys a class on LinkedIn. It's a class for LinkedIn, those who want to learn how to use LinkedIn. I told you guys that I met Dr. E on LinkedIn, and that's how we connected and that's how we met. And I want to offer you guys an opportunity. I'll be sharing the link on my Facebook and other social media platforms. Some of you guys saw the link go up today. For $50, I'm going to be doing a 1-hour LinkedIn 101 to help you get your LinkedIn life together. So many of these guests that you guys see on Lucas Live come because of LinkedIn. Again, I met Dr. E. I knew Shamika Dean, but I didn't know Dr. E. And I met her, and I'm like, you should be Shamika Dean, not knowing they knew each other already, but I met her on LinkedIn. You guys keep thinking I'm playing. Life-changing people are sitting there doing business, ready to connect, but you got to get your profile together. You got to know how to connect to people. You got to know a strategy to help you continue to move forward. So I'm offering a training for just $50. I'm going to be posting that on my social media. For those who are guests here today, we thank you guys so much. There's so many people who are guests of Dr. E who are on the show, who are in the audience. We love you. We thank you for being here. This is Lucas Live. I started this just 2.5 months ago in dedication to my mom who passed away, Miss Vivian Tyndale. She passed away on March 26th of breast cancer in the Cleveland Clinic. They have the best care in the world. They did all they could. but she didn't make it. But that's okay, because her legacy lives in me and my siblings, and I'm here to do more. Before my mom passed, she said she didn't want to go because she felt she had more to do. Well, I'm here to do more. I have more to do because she had more to do. And I brought this show to people to bring education, motivation, and liberation. I want to teach you something. I want our guests to teach you something. I want them to motivate you to do something with what you learn, because education without motivation leads to stagnation. You don't do anything, you're stuck. And I don't want that. And then liberation. I want you to be free to be who God made you to be. I want you to be free of people's opinion. Dr. E talked about it. You can't control what other people think about you. I want you to be set free to be the best you can be. Now I want to bring Dr. E on one more time. Dr. E, thank you again. We're going to let you go. You got stuff going on tonight. Can you just tell them real quick before we go, what is it that you're working on right now? I know you're in the middle of some things, but just so they kind of get a feel for kind of how you flow and some of the things you have going on. What is it that you're working on right now?
So my biggest thing is I call it my Empower Me, and me isn't big, but it's Empower Mentee Initiative. It's a mentorship membership, and the reason it's so powerful for me is because one of the things that I feel like that's an opposition for us is that isolation, and we like to be loners. I work alone. Well, maybe that's why we flunking. I can do it by myself. Well, maybe that's why you're not going into the next level. And so sometimes there's strength in unity, and so we're supposed to fail not to assemble ourselves together. And sometimes we think that that means church. No. How do we assemble? How do we connect? And so I wanted to have a mentorship membership where people that were brilliant and people that had great ideas, we could all come together and go through life learning all of those courses I was telling everybody earlier. People in my mentorship get access to all those courses to go through inner healing and motivation and spiritual development and entrepreneurial development. And then I come in live twice a month, and man, I just go for broke. Like, we get it. They ask questions, we deal with it, and we cultivate community. And so I just believe in this hour there's a call for cohesion, and so I think there needs to be cohesion in how we do what we do, and in because you can have a profession and still not operate in purpose. And so cohesion, how do I get into alignment with my assignment, what's assigned to me? And so that's the biggest thing that I'm really cultivating right now. I have this big sale. If they come in and go ahead and lock it in for the year, I have bonuses that are professional development bonuses, spiritual development bonuses, personal development bonuses. Like, it's all on the site and it's there. And so I would love to virtually mentor, and so if that's something that somebody has a need of, it's there. If they just want to work with me, if they want to get into alignment with their assignment, that's my premium coaching program. And so that's, as y'all can see, I play no games, and so but I get you activated, and so that's who I am, and that's what I'm working on.
Dr. E, thank you so much. You guys check her out at purposepositioning.com. Follow her on social media. It's there on the screen. You guys, I hope you've been blessed today. It's certainly been a blessing to me. You guys, I love you so much. I thank you so much for being followers of Lucas Live. If this is your first time, you're welcome. Please follow me at Lucas Live Media. Connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, everywhere. And let's continue to ride together. Let's continue to work together. Let's continue to do more. We all have more to do. Thank you guys so much. Everybody have a great evening. Dr. E, you were amazing. Everybody have a great night.